the two players that are going to be impactful on this roster. And then you have Wolfie afterwards, who can always perform well on any map with that AWP. He's very versatile. So in this case, though, yeah, I think the riflers are going to have a lot of impact, and you're probably looking at Freshy or Darty.
Well, it is going to be a moment here, so we are going to go ahead and take a... No, we're in. We're in the server. There we go. All right. Here we go. Off we go into Anubis, ready to get the action going. I just started to say the word, and then the fun starts. Swisher, he'd be spinning that C4.
I love the inspect animations for the C4. They're so cool.
Engagement towards mid seems to be the way that it's going to go. Got Wolfie holding this at base, so they're going to bring pressure. They presumably know some of the spots he likes to play, and Swisher will put his own comrade in the dirt very quickly. And in towards B they go, trying to take the space. Freshy finds one. There's the utility out. Flashbang was late. Reck will get an answer back, but Freshy is punishing them. And this is looking a little rough. Brett down for the count. Freshy and Darty, but Darty here in E-box. Ooh, they get past. I think he was spotted. Did Reck see this? Yeah, they're going to fight in. They're going to battle in. And now that they got the kill, they could just leave. And indeed, they will. Bomb's going to make its way off. Slacks as well to join it. And Freshy's got a choice. Does he want to rotate, or is he going to try and chase this one down?
This is a really smart play from Slacks.
He clears it. He's wise to his shenanigans. Still, bomb's going to be down. It's a clutch, John.
I think it's more Slacks that missed in that situation, but you're right. A clutch is on. Freshy's already spotted out Reck, who comes around the corner. Smoke thrown. Reck might not expect to be this close, and now Reck looking for the shots. Is he going to connect? No! Freshy the 4K, and he's going to win the round for his squad. Wow.
Baller play from Freshy. Talk about taking control, right? You lose the opening pick. You lose that mid control. B is under pressure, under threat. Your teammates are dropping around you, and Freshy just taps away with that USP. Never in doubt. Incredible showing there from Freshy.
And it was a good play from Slacks, too. I like the idea. It's an unpredictable spot. It's just that when he popped around the corner, didn't hit the immediate shot, and it was a great response and reaction from Freshy to flick right on over and take him down to dirt. So 1-0 for Boston. Of course, winning the 1v1 afterwards. Just those dualies can be a double-edged sword, right? You got those 30 bullets, but sometimes they just don't go where you want them to. And that was the case for the M80 squad. So that's a big first-round victory to find. And look at this boss leaning into the XM1014, or the auto shotty. Two players have it, Brett and Cryptic. So we'll see if that continues to be the case throughout the entirety of the map, or just a matter of economic management at this point. Maybe favoring the XM over the MP9. It's quite good.
It is.
If you guys don't know.
It is ridiculous. Watched Oscar hit a beautiful 3-piece on Ancient with it. The XM, quite nice in current meta. Pressure on. Wolfie going looking. Oh, he's hit it. The big green out, and they were not prepared. Wolfie on the right scene and seeing that up. They're going to get the heck out of dodge. Slacks laid low. That was just meant to be a fact-finding mission. Takes a casualty. They'll hold on to the A-main space. Reck will sit here. But look at the read from Bros. They've already moved 3 players into defend B, so they got the right idea. But with time on the clock, M80 going to shift away from this, back towards A. I say time on the clock. There's only 35 seconds, and they've got no real map control to speak of. It's all going to be about pressure on the Darty. They have read this right, though. They've got the light sight, and there's no information for Boss to move off of. Wolfie's going to start to float, but it's too little too late. He'll be smoked out. Molotov behind it. Pressure now on. Does he go through the smoke? Does he risk it? He does, indeed. But that's the problem. Dropped on down here. Back of the cake. Darty is done for. He got one. That's the best you can hope for. Now Brett and Cryptic are going to try and make it happen with the auto shotties. First one unsuccessful. Freshy's on the scene. Freshy's on the spot. And Rex got the spray down.
That is a great force buy round from M80, managing to, of course, pull off that round victory because of the bomb plant in round number 1. They're able to get good rifles, and on Boss's end, you know, the shotguns, they're great before the bomb gets planted, but once it is, it's a little harder to retake with those in your hands. It's more of a gun that you'll hold in an angle and then get some quick frags before bomb sites are taken. After they are, it's a little more of an issue. Either way, great job by M80 responding after the pistol round loss, getting a win of their own. It forces Boss to go for the force buy. I was going to say the save, but they actually are opting for 5 7s across the board. Another gun that has a slight buff in CS2. Excuse me, compared to CSGO. I think it was still very powerful in CSGO, but it just feels a little bit better in this new iteration of the game.
Whatever the feel is. Not going to be... We're just going to be done with these pistols. It's very passive from Boss. A little bit of an aggressive A main setup. They've got no information towards mid. You see Wolfie's holding all the way back from camera. Oh, I think those toes were just spotted. Did Manx see? Yeah, certainly now. Certainly now. He's got the spray down. He knew the player was there. All the pressure on the Freshie. They're overloading him. That spray does not connect for Reck. Big blunders there, but still the sight lost.
Yeah,
Freshie's gun might be the biggest prize that Boss can take out of this round.
Yep.
Sorry, Reck's gun.
Yeah. Darty is going to grab that. And they're gone. I mean, you have the armor on Cryptic as well. Better just save what you got and go on to the next, because they don't actually have much of a buy-up coming up. So whatever they can keep will help them greatly. A little bit of a scary moment for M80, but they took quick control of that B site, and all good. Time will tick away on that bomb, and M80 going to take the 2-1 lead.
Terrorists win.
It's a nice start for them. Very little to build on into this round for Boss, right? Force buy gets them little to nothing. You got the 1 AK to maybe play around, but you can't really invest anything else. Wolfie's presumably going to save for that AWP in the next. So it's a prime chance for M80 to build up this early lead, to put that CT side under pressure. Just the brutal reality of losing the second round force is you're playing catch up for the rest of the half, more often than not.
Yeah, on CT side in particular, right? Because that economy takes a lot longer to get going once more. It's going to be a stack over on the B site. A nade chews through Brett and Darty's bodies there as they go down to about half out on both sides. Slacks gets the opener on Darty. They just try to push out, and they're pushing into the crosshairs of M80, who are waiting with open arms.
Fresher's got the gun at least. Something doing there. And all right, that spray's way off for Swish, but it will be fine when all is said and done. Cryptic did get a kill on the other side of the map. Could potentially get a gun out of this. We'll need to retrieve the bomb, and he's rotating. They're wary of the A main push, figuring he'd have gone for the rifle, but it's actually from spawn that he will approach. Malbs is low, but this still shouldn't be very viable. His armor might even be worth saving, but it seems like Cryptic's going to try it. 7 HP in a dream. Don't know that I fancy his chances here. Might just be playing for some exits.
I think he's just playing for exits.
Unlikely they'll come his way.
Yeah. Well, okay. He
Got
did
the
get
one.
one. Malbs goes down, makes it a little more expensive into this next round for M80 because 3 players have to buy instead of 2. But they're still happy with the result. The 3-1 scoreline. And as you mentioned, Boss now will be buying up. You got the AWP in Wolfie's hands. 3, make that 4 A1Ss. And really, it's been quiet on the scoreboard for Boss by everyone except for Fresh. We had that 1 kill from Wolfie, but he hasn't really been able to find the rhythm that he's hoping for against his ex-comrades. Wolfie, oh, body blocked the smoke a little bit. I don't know if that's going to make much of a difference. Spots the player as well and will back off after that nade is thrown in his direction. Only a little bit of damage taken, down to 96. Slacks moves his way in towards water. He's looking into connector. Fires a shot off. In the meantime, Reck has crept in towards A main.
This is interesting. Look at how much of the CT utility's already gone. Darty's got a kip. That's about it. There's no smokes beyond Darty's. There's no Molotovs, period. Brett in the corner. Oh, that flashbang. Whose vision clears first? Brett's does.
Goodness.
That's insane that he sticks around there. More insane that he's able to get away.
Yeah, he got legged.
That's a big coup for Boss. Again, with all the limitations they've been dealing with, Cryptic from camera could be huge, but the timing! Oh, he looks away. That's brutal. All onto Darty now, under pressure. And he's able to get one from a really hopeless situation. Keeps the numbers even, maybe allows this retake to happen. Bomb will be planted. Nate is good, but Freshy's better. But not so much better. It's on the Wolfie in the clutch. His replacement on the other side will be the final boss of this encounter. And does Wolfie want to go for it? He's not got the kit, but the kit's in front of him. So that can be reclaimed. That's not the issue. Time's not the issue. It's all about the kills. Oh, he bypasses the kit. That could be a problem. He's gonna back off.
He's thinking about it. Yeah.
Yeah, not about this. Not about this. Didn't get given the fight. Didn't get given the shot. It will be M80 finding a fourth.
Just has to make sure he clears the bomb radius, which I think he's good. He will be good eventually. Yeah, there we go. Alrighty, well, I mean, look, like you said, if Wolfie gets a fight, maybe he goes for that, but given their economy and the situation they're in, that AWP is exceptionally valuable, so he has to save it. And it's just a surprising turn of events because Boss winning that pistol round, the Freshie clutch, it felt like the perfect start, the dream start even for Boss to come out here on Anubis, especially given they had won the previous engagement against M80 on this map, and since that point, it's all fizzled away. 4-1 for M80, 4 rounds in a row. Boss does have that lone op here, and they have upgraded their pistols 4.57s. It feels like it'll take a heroic effort from Wolfie. Maybe some lucky shots from the 5.7s to pull off this round. Oh, and there's Wolfie peeking in out of B main and getting taken down by his counterpart on M80.
They need to do something to maximize it, but a dry peek out B main, that's being watched for. M80 read it. They delivered. Thought he might not be the last line of defense here. If he falls, it's pretty much donezo. But they don't commit. They don't commit in. They've got all the time in the world. They might just try and work. There's only a 5.7 there to see if there's going to be a response. It's just sort of a pause call from M80. See if something plays into their hands.
And why not? You got plenty of time. Boss has proven that they do like to push out on occasion, so they can wait. And once they're ready to go, they've got the util. If it is coming towards the B site, this is to the advantage of Boss because they've got 3 players here, although Brett's starting to walk into canals and he might have a fight on his hands. We'll see.
All the time.
Freshy waiting with the op. Yeah, he could have hit a shot here. Flashbang going to get thrown. Cryptic around the corner. Pulls out one and only one, but Freshy gets the follow-up. Oh, almost finds Swisher as well, but he gets slacks. I don't know how he doesn't get Swisher there. That's crazy. Swisher last one standing. He pulls off a 2K to stay alive and keep
15 seconds. He's got a plant.
Right.
Planning exposed. Darty giving him so much time on this. It's all about the timing. 8 seconds. Good read on the plant. Trying to bait the response. Wasn't getting it. Now he's got the read. He's got the right idea, Swisher. Something in his instincts are telling him Darty's coming from this way. And Darty, does he figure out that it's Glizzy in time? He's not checking. He's not clearing glyph. And he's going to suffer for it. Swisher slipped the net, found the spot that Darty didn't suspect, and he'll take the dub.
Still, that was... Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, it was crazy close. Freshie again pulling off a big play in a tough, high-pressure moment to almost bring that round back around.
Yeah, and I mean, looking at the shots, I'm not going to see it, but I mean, I thought that he was going to kill Swisher with the shot, but he was moving around, and it went around Swisher and hit his teammate. But of course, it still required a great play from Swish in order to pull it off, and he absolutely did. 5-1 for M80. The thing is, Boss didn't have a big investment. They only had the 4.57s that were upgraded, and then the AWP saved over from the previous round. So that's a pretty successful one from Boss. The thing is, they need rounds. They've got the buy up now. Freshie gets the opener despite being blinded. Then 2 more come through afterwards. Slacks and Malbs, the last 2 standing, and a bomb is dropped at the feet of Wolfie.
That's about economic damage, right? Taking those guns away, but not going to be able to do so. There's one for Slacks. If you can find one more, this becomes very interesting. Also, we're at the T sides. That's not going to happen. And 3 players surviving means this is a good round to build on for Boss. It was about time they found one. It was starting to look a little dire here. But there's still plenty of time for the recovery.
Oh, yeah.
If you're a Boss fan.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the time when you have to try and get your recovery going, when it's maybe 6, 7 rounds in, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. You're gonna, I think, have Wolfie. Yeah, Wolfie still has the AWP, 3 A1Ss, and the AK brought over from that previous round will end up in Brett's hands. M80, I thought they might go for a lighter buy because the AKs across the board wasn't possible, assuming they want to keep utility, which you absolutely do. So instead, it's going to be 4 Galils and an AK in Slax's hands. And Wolfie gets the opener. Malb's gone. That's a great one to find in the first 20 seconds. Darty jiggling back and forth over on this A site. He's going to throw the smoke as soon as he gets contact. And, well, he probably hears it at this point. Yep, there goes the smoke. Flashbang up from Reck. He's going to charge right on through it. Darty, is he surviving? He is. There's flashes everywhere. Reck does manage to get the kill, but they line up for Cryptic. He gets 4, and the round is over. Third found.
That's all about the
Boss.
mistiming of the flashbang through the smoke, right?
Yeah.
Because the flashbang either comes out a little late or the players come out a little early, whatever it is, they wind up stacked up, bunched up, none wanting to go across the angle, and Cryptic capitalizes. Massive play from Cryptic and a huge round of gain for Boss because now they force an eco out from M80. Now they've got a chance to build themselves. Starting to come alive here. In the first few rounds, it was just Freshy finding those moments. Now we've had them from Darty, we've had them from Cryptic. Wolfie has started to warm up with that AWP. This could be a very different map of Counter-Strike now.
Oh, yes. There it is. Opener found from Freshy. Of course, just blocks on the other side, so not really much of a hope for M80. But, I mean, the reason this happens is, one, a couple of rounds ago, Boss were able to take most of the guns out of M80's hands that required that clutch from Swisher just to get the round, and afterwards they win it. So, I mean, they pushed M80 to the brink in terms of their economy, and now, well, the Glocks is the result. Darty, gonna get 3 easily here. Malb's the last one standing. He doesn't have the bomb, so, yeah, he's kind of in no man's land at this point.
Yeah, there's not much to do.
No.
Maybe you slip a cheeky kill with a double dink. That's about it.
Yeah.
Got some time off the clock, put some doubt in their mind about where he could be. Wolfie is his primary target, but, well, Freshy was also into the angle. So, clean one for Boss. And now we're just 1 round separating these 2 teams.
Love it. Great recovery. I mean, Freshy kind of talked about him before as one of the pieces that will need to shine here on Anubis, and he's doing exactly that. He's a lot of the heavy lifting on his side. Darty is behind him by 4 frags with the with 8, but I mean, look, it's been Freshy who's been the key piece. He's had all the impact frags in their winning rounds. Reck gonna be walking out here into Canal. Flashbang gonna get tossed. Molotov at his feet, so he has to wait a little bit longer should he choose to go in towards A main. Couple of players waiting on the other side, Wolfie and Darty. Interesting to see Wolfie this close towards Canals. We'll see what he decides to do. He's getting quite aggressive, and that flashbang pushes him off. I think he wanted to peek around and get some information, but he's not going to get any of that. Smoke gets tossed as well, so they just have to play passively here. Cryptic could be walking into a death trap.
Could be, but he's on the angle. Is there a flashbang for it? No, they're going to fight dry. It's all about the speed. Slacks taking down. The trade is there, but at cost. Slacks entering. Wolfie sticking around.
Are you kidding me?
Everything on this. This is so bold. Now he's a dead man. Didn't realize there was a second player there, but Darty's there to trade. And so knowing that Darty's off the site, now Reck tries to take the space, but he doesn't realize the player slipped heaven. Won't be able to capitalize. It all falls to Swisher, and coming out the smoke, Darty is ready for that one. M80 feeling a little frantic here in the way that they're trading, right? They're trying to take space so aggressively, so early on, that they're leaving gaps that the defenders are exploiting.
Honestly, yeah. And another thing is that Boss has been excellent on their trades, right? In particular in that round, just their awareness of where their teammates are is very high. And if you actually look at the KST stats, the top 5 players in the league in the regular season, 3 of them are on Boss. If you look at, I think it's Wolfie, who's at number 2, Freshy at number 3, and Darty at number 4. 79% KAST across the board there. It's just like decimal points that's separating them. So this is one of their strengths, is being very aware of where their teammates are and playing as a unit. Oh, nice pop of the smoke. Brett's going to capitalize on it as well with the frag against Manx. And I mean, look, M80 are brought down to pistols again here because they want to play with a full-on buy-up in the final round of this half. But man, this has been a great recovery from Boss.
It certainly has, and an impressive CT side as well. It's a tough one to play on Anubis, right? There's so much rotatability for the attacking half that you can do a lot. Do a lot in terms of manipulating, but so far M80 have not been able to capitalize. There's no one mid, but M80 won't test it, so they won't find that out. Instead, it's the double stack up in towards the site on A. Now with the double E-box setup as well, as soon as they detect presence on A, that flank can develop and start to push. Seems like this is just going to be the exec. A headshot on Darty and things could get interesting. Oh, but they stray up far while still not having any utility out, and now the salvo comes out too late. It's not going to affect any of the players that are in on towards the site. He hits maybe no, nothing more. Cryptic stepping up as an individual to make sure that a bomb plant's not a possibility.
Yep, nicely done. Another great trade coming through from Cryptic after his teammate goes down and follows it up with a couple more. As we're going to see, like we mentioned, Boss taking their first lead since the pistol round victory that they had to give them the 1-0 advantage over M80. Final round of play, though, in this half. M80 will have that full-on buy-up they were saving for. Let's see if they can tie up the scoreline, or if Boss can take that 7-5 lead into the second half. There's Slacks contributing here. It's only his 5th frag of the half, but that's an important one. An opener to give his team a 5v4 edge. Mang's going to eat that nade a little bit, going down to 83. Has to wait for the Molotov to dissipate, and now he's going to throw one of his own, likely forcing Freshie out of position. Oh, there it is. Perfectly done. Great teamwork.
Nicely executed. Pressure on the Wolfie as well here and towards mid. Keeping that pressure amped up. It's all on Cryptic. It is all on his shoulders here at the B side. They're trying to rotate to support him just from the hail of utility, but they're still a minute 10, right? Nothing's been exposed, and Manx finds the timing as Cryptic's distracted B main. So now the B site's lost. The bomb eventually will make its way over. They've confirmed that mid's still clear as well, so they can comfortably rotate. It's been well handled here from M80. And while the rotation is on for Boss, the bomb hasn't been planted. They don't really know what's going on here. They've got to be wary that this could be a fake, that there could be a player making their way through mid, that there could be something going on A. It's honestly kind of an odd situation. Smoke goes up. That confirms, all right, they are in fact going to try and plant here. He's just out in the open. He's blind. And he's dropped. And now Wolfie,
flash.
just a lonely man trying to pull back the tides of an even scoreline at the half. Shots ringing out, tag on, and he is done. Slacks will escort him into the grave, and M80 find an even scoreline to take us through to the next. ESL here, John. Ready to see who will be NA's first representative from ECL into the next season of Pro League. Will it be Boss? Will it be M80? This is the first step on the journey. And now the second half begins.
Well, and let's not forget that Boss are quite strong on the T side of Anubis. So 6 on CT side may be enough for them. We'll see if M80 will be able to pull off the victory on the defensive side of this map, which again is not the favorite side. So many approaches you can take on T side that it's very difficult on the defensive end to determine what place to go to on many occasions. Malbs is alone here over at A. Speaking of which, if he gets taken down, then that's pretty much it for the site. He does manage to get one onto Wolfie, so that will help his team's hopes
This mid
into
lurk.
this round. And yeah, Slacks, gonna get taken down by Brett, as you mentioned, that mid lurk coming in the clutch.
Ah, it's a big blunder there. Now they got to be wary. Everyone coming back in from heaven, and Freshy taking the mantle. Manx needs to connect some more shots, unable to do so, but Swisher not coming through. Both players at camera. This is viable, but Reck's a little late in on the flank, and a lot of ground to cover. If there's a kid, it'll need to be recovered. There is indeed. He's got that. Knows where both players are. Knows where the last is as well. Reck trying to run, trying to stay away, but this time Reck will bring it through.
Oh, he has a kit.
Plenty of time. Picked up the kit. Not an issue here. Just in the nick of he runs Brett down, and he will indeed be able to secure M80, their second pistol round of the game.
That's
oh no,
wild.
first.
Yeah, first, because the first one was Boss, right? That 4K clutch from Freshy. Still, that's tough, because honestly, you have the 2v1, you got the important one on the flank, so you know where he's coming from, and you just can't close it out. Can't get that last one against the dualies of Reck. It does lead to a timeout being called by Boss. They want to talk things over, realizing they let one slip away a little bit, but they did get the bomb plant, so they will be able to get rifles. And let's not forget, M80 lost their pistol round in the first half and then came back to win 4 in a row. So Boss certainly knows that that does not spell doom in any way, shape, or form. Three Galils, you'd have to imagine they're going to get another one here, or 2. We'll see what Cryptic decides to do with his money.
Could be some
Could opt for the
utility
Mac 10.
emphasized.
Yeah, I was going to say Mac 10 with util would be a good idea here. Still discussing it? No.
All
Okay.
rifles. All right. The full Galilco. I'm workshopping that one, folks. But full Galil buy coming through here. A really deep smoke. That's not where that's supposed to land, I'd imagine.
No.
But it does wind up working out for a 1-for-1. That's not actually bad for the T side, though Cryptic is low as well. Mortar strike attempted nades. Reck dodges the worst of the damage and gets his smoke up. That was just the first foray for Boss. Did not got any vision in towards mid. I've got a player down in Canals holding right now, but now they'll shift up and give mid a poke. It's being held very passive by Megs.
It was just the first foray, but it's probably the only foray of utility they're going to have, right? Because of how light they are due to the full investment into the Galils. Only a smoke is left. And look at the aggression coming through from Connector into Canals. 2 players are pinching in. Malbs is coming down as well with Manx, and they just delete Cryptic and Darty. Brett and Freshy have managed to slip through into the A site, though. It's left unguarded towards mid, so this could lead to a bomb plant at the very least. That's money, and potentially the round as well. Look at Malbs HP, down to 8, Reck at 64, and they're all coming from the exact same angle. If Boss realizes, this could be a catastrophe for M80.
Good flashbang. Good kill as well. Last player remaining. Brett's painted into a corner. There's no cover here, and he will be eliminated. I love the idea for M80, right? They don't just get aggressive from Canals. They get aggressive down A main as well. So they recognize, yeah, we've left mid open, but if we take the front off of this approach, you isolate the 2 players there, you win that fight. Well, you just got overwhelming numbers into the retake. So nicely done. 3 players survive. Crisis averted in the force buy. And Boss, I'm going to have to take a lesser gun round into this next.
Yeah, it's still a little risky coming into that with 4 players in the same angle, but I agree with you, Mike. They just overloaded with numbers, and the aim of M80 is exceptionally strong, so they knew they had the advantage and they worked with it well. 8-6, still an expensive round, and Boss on the other side getting those consistent bomb plans means they, of course, can buy up and force up into this round again. It will be a little less potent, 3 Galils instead of 5, but Cryptic with the MAC-10 this time means they actually have more utility in this round than it did in the previous one. Let's see what they decide to do. Well, it's B-side all the way. They're already charging out. Opening frag found. Swisher is losing friends. In fact, his own life is lost.
Wow. Slack's lost elsewhere as well.
Yeah.
This is crazy. I mean, look at the health. This could have turned, but instead it's likely to be a save for these remaining players on M80. So this bomb's going to tick away, and I mean, that looked like it was about to break for Boss, but they just find the final bullets that they need in every engagement.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Swisher was going to be able to pull that one off, but he goes down quite quickly after finding the first, and the player over at Glizzy couldn't survive either, and wow. Simple play? They've literally just simplified things. Said, look, let's just go for a straight execute onto the B site, flashing, nading, walking right into the fights, and they win the majority of them and get those trades, or that one trade, I should say, after Darty went down. That's the difference maker. And all of a sudden, they've got a 7th round. M80 just saving what they had in their hands, which is going to be an A1S and a Galil, but I can't even imagine they're going to justify much of a buy-up around it. Maybe Slacks can get into this perhaps with a pistol upgrade, but I wouldn't even recommend that because he wants to get the op up and running as soon as possible. So this will likely be just the 2 rifles and not much else around them. Are they going to go for this? Really? Okay. I mean, loss bonus at 1900. Sure, you might have bid on somewhat of a double save. Not really, though, because Slacks could have bought up a rifle and the rest of the team could have as well in that follow-up round. But
it's a decent buy. You got the glass cannon scout, but otherwise the rifles are out.
I just don't like it. I don't know.
Well, we'll see if they can capitalize, if they can make it happen. Proof in the pudding, as they say. Where's the scout? Back towards Temple. So it does seem like that deeper E-box smoke is intentional. It's really interesting because it does set up a little bit of a smoke for the CTs to actually fight around. But as we saw last time, Swisher, when he went for it, he found the initial peak, but was then punished. So you got to be careful. It forces a decision out from the CT side. Right now, it's all about this mid-presence. Scout's in the right place. That's the information, not the tag. Oh, Manx. No, utility out way too late. Didn't realize how close they were, and they're just going to spring the trap, just capitalize. This is over. This is absolutely over unless Slack hits some unreasonable shots. They need the guns to stay alive. They've fully invested into this, and Boss, as soon as they smell blood, pounce.
Yeah, and looking at Boss's money, they can hunt, and a hunt here, any frags that they can find would be enormous because of how exposed the economy is for M80 right now. You see Brett walking into Palace. Reck's holding this angle. It's a common angle to hold. Brett's going to clear it. Oh, my goodness. Great shot from Reck. Awareness as well. So he is going to manage to get that kill. But I think we're going to see probably a little more presence from Boss towards this. No, they don't want to. I can't really blame them. Their guns, they got some upgrades available to them. An M4 is going to be picked up by Freshie. Wolfie, I think, can upgrade as well to an M4. There it is. It was dropped by Freshie for that specific purpose. And they're happy. They don't have to reinvest into this round. They keep 4 players up, and there's only 1 player that needs to buy, and that'll be the op in Wolfie's hands. Tied up 8-8 as well. And like, let's not forget, it wasn't that great of a save for M80 either. You got a glass cannon scout and a FAMAS, and then the M4 is probably the only real big piece that gets brought back into this round. On top of that, this time, they can't justify the investment.
No, they'll save here. It's a prime chance for Boss to pull into the lead. They just have to see it through. Wolfie dueling off. He's got the big gun, but Slacks has got the headshot. And that's all that matters. Op, down in the dirt. Wolfie not able to do anything more in this round, and Swisher's getting aggressive. Oh,
I think they want to try and get the gun.
This is risky. This is risky. You can tell Boss are aware the aggression could be coming their way. Swisher's holding. But it's off the scout. out. Slacks is not missing. Another tag on the kill found. This is disastrous now. This should have been the round, the triumph, but instead Slacks' scout has just torn them asunder. What a time for your new addition, for your shiny European opper to get going. Off the scout of all things. Save from the last round. And the bomb's down. Even if Boss find anything with these forays, it just doesn't matter. Freshie can try and pinch the B side all he wants. Eventually, it seems M80 will discover the big secret.
No, they won't. They didn't.
Well, this is interesting now. Swisher's in a tough spot. This could get weird. He's holding right. Slacks is there as well. Brett's come back for this, and oh, the timing. Freshie just has no information on where they're playing from, and now realizing, hey, what's going on? Malbs has figured it out. They've stashed the bomb, and he punishes Brett as he seeks that C4. A flawless round. Not a bullet of damage taken for M80 in that one.
That's unreasonable, honestly. And again, it's a glass scout. He had no armor. He's just hitting perfect shots after perfect shot. Wow, that second one, ridiculous. I mean, he was ready and waiting. And then, of course, he tagged the third, and Swisher finished him off. Beautiful from M80. I guess I can understand why they risked that force buy in the previous round, because it was pretty much a similar buy up into that one. Even less potent, I would say. That's a chance for Boss, like you said, to punish. And they didn't. Now Slacks has the op upgrade. Is he going to go down? Was the scout the better choice, perhaps? I don't know. But a Molotov's going to get tossed here, and he has to fall back after missing that first shot. So Cryptic gains the space. That's a decent map control for Boss. Wolfie. Scoped in the whole way here. He has a blind spot.
Can't give up the audio cue.
Yeah.
He's got players close at hand. There's 3 of them making their moves here in towards mid. Now the smoke goes down, counter up. Try and keep these players hemmed in. There's the smoke pop, but it misses, and Manx actually capitalizes. Oh no, this is disastrous. Now the bomb's dropped. They can reroute their focus. Malb's still expecting the players to be coming through from camera.
Oh,
this
here we
is
go.
a blunder. A little bit of an odd one now, and back into a 2v2. It's not the responsibility to finish it.
No,
Swisher thought he
Swisher.
finished the first. It comes down to the clutch. It comes down to the clutch, and Reck can't get it. Darty brings that one through. What on earth happened there for M80? Communication failure. They'd killed so many coming through, but they had no idea there was a main presence still.
Exactly. I mean, the A main presence came through, and they did get one frag, but it's strange to me that one Slacks re-aggresses there and hangs around too long. I think there was a Molotov kind of guising off his vision, so he couldn't really tell where Darty was, and that was to Darty's advantage. He got a 2K, and that takes it from a 4v2 down to a 2v2. Afterwards, I mean, M80 are trying, they're scrambling, they're trying to get back into the site. In the meantime, Boss are pressing the issue, getting that bomb planted, and just extremely well done. I love the way Boss played that never say die attitude, and M80, just a couple of mistakes cost them in that round. They had the advantage. They had everything they could possibly hope for. I mean, I understand Slacks peeking and getting information, but like I said, I think the Molotov guised off his vision. He just hung around way too long in that angle, even after missing his shot.
A little bit of an odd one. Little bit of an odd one there. M80 gonna hope they can laugh this off if they can get a dub. Where was that HE? In the canals?
Good. I think so. Let's see. Cryptic
Has to have been.
Wolfie, yeah.
I think that, I don't know if that's just a dunker shot from mid. Whoop, there's the spot. There's the molly. Can't risk this. So Swisher gonna hold them at bay. B-main aggression coming through. Reck trying to pre-fire it, and interestingly, Brett will actually dump his own Molotov to keep them from chasing. Smoke pop. Space taken. Swisher peeking. He's got a second as well, and he's able to slip away. Like a fox out of the hen house with a full belly.
Both of the players who got hit by that nade were the ones to go down. Darty's trying to get it back again, and there's one. It's a start. Thing is, there's still 2 more players here. I like the way Boss were starting off the round, but Brett's going to get another one onto Swisher. Could find the third, and there it is! Boss trying to pull this one around once more. Manx steps into that Molotov a little too long, goes down to 78. Bomb planted here, and one player does die in that molly. It is Brett. Manx going to reaggress out of Palace. Malbs trying to come in for connectors, being washed by Freshie. Freshy gets the headshot. Manx, last one standing position known. He's thunder stomping around. Freshy finishes the job that Darty started 10-9. Poor Boss.
Well now, that again, a man down situation. Looking like full control from M80 and just a little careless in their clears. The E-box position punishing them again and again. Mistakes made. You can see from their setups that there's a lot of situations where it's kind of a domino effect. If the first player goes down, they don't have eyes on to watch, and well, it cost them.
I mean, what I was going to say before that craziness is that I like the way Boss played it. You know, putting aggression towards Canal in towards the E-box position, and then having a couple of players pushing in from B main as well, so that M80, their heads are on a swivel. They're constantly turning around, trying to figure out where the attack is going to come from. But that didn't end up working out. It was the after effect of two players being taken down. M80 got a little passive, perhaps, and then Boss capitalized because they did get eyes off of Connector. And Darty took advantage of that. Oh, I thought there was a lineup for a Colat there. It was missed. Wolfie wants a second chance at that, but maybe he won't need it. It is just pistols, Mike.
Oh, there's the first blunder, though. Brett had gained so much space on the site. He thought he was clear, but just overlooked Swisher. The rerouting, though, it is just a MAC 10 lost. You're absolutely right. And if they hit A, this is the light site. They may have opted to stack B, and it's the wrong read. So Reck with a USP, trying to make some magic happen. That's not going to happen. It'll be up to his comrades, unarmored as they are. You cannot imagine there's going to be a whole lot of fangs to this retake.
No. Once
But
you
we've been
break
wrong
through,
before, John.
I mean, once you break through the pistols without having any armor, it's probably... Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Darty's DC'd? Darty's DC'd, I believe. He's still showing up for us, but this could get real weird now. They're down to the numbers. Can't lose here. Can't fumble like this. Reck gets a kill. There's still a player pillared, but no. The rifle's now down. It's all onto Swish. He's just got to dig. I'll make it expensive. It'll be very dang expensive. But they will do what's most important and win the round.
That is an unfortunate DC. I mean, fortunate that Boss were still able to get the round, but Darty's already back.
Well, is he?
I
His
think so.
token's still showing on A.
Oh, no, you're right. You're right.
Match
He's
is
not-
paused. There we go. Now he's rejoined.
Oh,
The
okay.
HUD just had a little bit of a fit.
There we go.
Happens when a player DCs. All good.
I think we're okay now. I'm just going to double check our logs here. All right, yeah, it's going to be done rather quickly. Just
Fingers
Darty-
crossed.
Yeah, we're okay. We're okay.
Boss are now in spitting distance of closing this out. It certainly has been a bit more of a battle, bit more of a slog than last time, but some key swing rounds won by Boss have now put them in pole position to close. We're going to get a buy here from M80, but past that, it's sticks and stones to try and forestall and keep it into overtime. So they need to get going now, and I'm not sure they're going to have the op up for Slack. He could do it, but it'd be glassed. So that's a decision to make here.
The Glass Scout worked pretty well. Glass Op, Glass Cannon. I don't know. We'll see what they decide. He's thinking about it. Probably asking his teammates, what do you guys want to do? No, he goes for the M4 with the full belt utility, which I personally believe is the right call because you get the util, you can slow down the push potentially if they go for a fast-paced play on the Boss side. It's better. Cryptic opting for the MAC 10. I don't mind it. But yeah, Mike, I mean, thinking about the advantage that he had, right? It was a 5v2 the first time when Darty pulled it back on that B site, and then a 5v3, and Darty again was the catalyst to the success in that round. So they just have to be a little more careful with those advantages and not get complacent.
Yeah, it's also been these explosive plays for Boss, right? I think, I mean, even dating back to the pistol round, the 4K coming out from Freshie, if anything, there have been a lot of moments where, in the macro sense of things, they're getting outplayed. You know, the peaks, the control, the momentum should be going the way of M80, but they're getting these big plays from Freshie, from Cryptic, from Darty to swing things back around. And at the end of the day, however you get there, if you get 13 on the board, that's the only thing that matters. Let's see if they can capitalize this time. No op out for the CT side. Slacks does go for the util and the armor. There's no kit. Keep an eye on that. If a retake becomes necessary, there's going to be a lot of motivation to save here. Swisher trying to get lucky, perhaps. He did actually clip the ankle of Darty. Fast play. Here it goes. They catch him reloading. But the trade is swift. 2 more players here in the B site. And they're able to keep the numbers in favor of M80. Now it's all about mobs. Yeah. Oh, very fortunate not getting punished. Pulling out that smoke. Mobs going to try and stay alive here. Give them the numbers for the retake. There's still this mid presence. There's still this mid lurk. And actually, Mobs takes the initiative. So now the bomb's isolated. They need Wolfie to get activated. It's been a quiet map for him, and it's not doing here. Wolfie alone. This defense has come to life.
Look, pulled up a 2v5, a 3v5. It's time for the 1v4.
I don't know if I'm buying that one. Wolfie has had a very quiet map. Peek out. He's going to get the first.
No.
But no more. Not happening there. The op can be retrieved. Slacks will get his upgrade. And M80 get a chance to close this gap once more.
Oh my gosh. I believed for a moment after he hit that first one. But yeah, I mean, this was a bit of a blunder by Boss on that B site, right? When they pushed up, they got the opener, but both players were very exposed to Glizzy. And I mean, that's where the peak comes from. And of course, even from CT, that second player supporting is able to contribute. So a little bit odd in their positioning and their movement, and that's why they're unable to really do much of anything after that initial engagement. Wolfie. Oh, Slacks misses the shot. In fact, that's on the player that was going into Canal, so I think Darty is going to probably use that space to keep M80 aware of the possibility someone go towards A main. I'm not sure if that's going to be the final destination. And of course, Boss did force up into this round. They have the op for Wolfie. He's even got the body armor. Galil, an AK, and a Tech 9. Very serviceable round, and Manx pulls out the util, backs off now after the smoke is thrown. That means mid's given up. Swisher does get the opener here. Manx, with his offer, deciding what they are going to do, what position they're going to hold here after finding that first frag.
Such a weird situation. They have all this control, but Swisher trying to get antsy. Wolfie punishes it. Now they're dropping down. Now they want to capitalize on towards B, but the defense has rotated in time. Question's going to become, what can Brett do on this flank, out from Tabble?
They need to wait for Brett.
He's going through spawn. Oh, and it's not being held. This could get real weird. Time could be an issue. He's spotting the first rotating in. He's trying to go for the patient game, but Mobs, he spotted him. Gives away, but the kill's still on. The threat's still there. They don't know Reck's in the angle, though. And now, Reck has the bomb dropped. Slacks trying to hunt for this player back spawn, but it's just Brett. He's not a flank anymore. He's the whole party. 11 all, and the money gone for Boss, and Eco will be required now instead of staring at a closed map pick. Could all be slipping away in the 11th hour.
I mean, I love the idea, right? You wait for Brett, Brett gets the frag, and then you swing around the corner, but I think the swing was perhaps a little bit too early, because it would have been better if Brett has the chance to put even more pressure on from the flank, forcing players to turn around, because, right, Brett's on the flank, you're expecting the push to come through at that point, and he's not really in a position to really threaten you on the site proper. So maybe wait a little bit longer, let Brett do his magic and cook a little bit longer, but anyway. 11-11, all tied up. M80 played it very well. Trades were fantastic into that round, and Reck, as you mentioned, just in a position that wasn't expected from Boss. Timeout called, last tactical timeout for Boss. Good time to use it, tied 11-11. The thing is, do they force up? The answer is yes. Freshie, at the very least, is going to buy up the Tech 9, but I would imagine that everyone is forcing up here for Boss. And what I suspect is this is going to be another one of those simple plays that they're going to try to pull off that they did on the B site the last time they were struggling a little bit to find those rounds. It looks like it might be an A hit this time around, which has been the weaker site overall. M80 has leaned quite heavily into B.
Well, let's see if they can capitalize. It's very light on the control right now. Malb's going to get the Molotov
They're
down, but they're
going.
through it. They're ticking it. He hears this noise, gets that smoke up, gives himself a little bit of cover. Needs a teammate here, but he's doing the damage himself. Flashbang there in the nick of time, and now Manx on the scene, and this is looking like a shutdown. It's looking like map point for M80, unless something truly incredible comes out. Darty's got the first. He's been the difference maker for this team, but now he's gone, and Brett can do no more. Map point found for M80, just one more needed, and they put this one away. They snatch Anubis away from Boss, and for Boss now, it's all about overtime.
Yeah, honestly, that was a great hold from Malb, especially with the flashbang coming through. He still manages to get a couple and survive throughout it all. Very well done with all that pressure being put on. The thing is for Boss, right, they choose to run through the Molotov. They didn't really want to sacrifice a smoke to extinguish it, so they took a lot of damage, making them much softer targets than M4. Anyway, I like the effort, but that closeout, oh, Slacks can get the opener here. He's looking for a follow-up. They want to end it in regulation. Boss, not the greatest of buy-ups available to them. Slacks knows another player is in this vicinity. And he hits the headshot. Overkill onto Wolfie. 5v3 just like that. And the bomb is down.
Yeah, they're totally spread out, right? Your best effort is Darty with this Galil in A main, but they are totally spread. Player up mid, player A main, player outside of B. There's nothing really to be feared here. The first thrust is going to be from Freshie, who's gained a lot of space. This could show a little bit of discourse, but Swisher gonna get a little messy on the spray, but eventually Reck's able to trade it. That one's definitely not going up in the highlight reel. Oh my goodness, the timing here. Brett just walked out. The two players went back to fight Temple, and now Brett's got a sight. Darty needs to link up with him. The bomb's down.
They should go
outside
away.
of
They should
mid.
go away.
But they don't have the bomb. They have to go all the way back around the world to get this C4. But this round's not done. Brett's caught on all up.
They have time.
35 seconds.
So get the bomb.
And as M80 clear back out B, they've got to be wondering what the heck is going on right now. Where is this going? And Brett's going to have to cross. Brett's going to have to cross canals. He could take it towards Ruggs, but they're starting to push. He's going to be isolated. He has to do this. There's just not time. There's not time for his teammate to get back around, and he's done. This is over. 15 seconds. A hopeless situation for Darty. He's just going to have to get both kills. There's no more time for the plant. M80, they haven't realized this. Malb just needs to get away. Needs to get around this corner. Oh, and he's done it. He's done it. He's away. There's no chance for Darty. There's nothing that can be done. The clock will deliver the victory for M80. Off to a firecracker start in this one. Their opponent's map pick seized. And M80 now in a prime scenario to book their path into Pro League to secure this. To put